Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Zillia, and thank you for joining me as we discuss chapter 184 of the We Never Learn manga series. A really sweet and heartfelt chapter that ties in some details that we've had from previous chapters throughout this Kirisu route. Like how example, the promise between Narayuki and Kirisu way back when has finally been revealed. So let's start off by talking about said promise. Yuiga promises that he will always be there for Kirisu, and he basically mentions that he doesn't want Kirisu to struggle or be alone or feel alone anymore. That's why he says he'll always be with her forever and always. Now, this at first sounds really sweet coming from a young boy. However, that flashback that Kirisu has where she's thinking about the countless times that Narayuki has been there to help her out just goes to show just how serious he was when stating that, even as a young child. So you gotta give mad respect to Narayuki for kind of remembering that he said that and just kind of sticking through with it throughout everything that has currently gone on. I really love the look of genuine happiness that you see on Kirisu's face when she hears younger Narayuki stating that he would always be with her forever and always. Like, she plays it off as a bit of a joke in the third panel, but she genuinely looks happy. And yes, I really do like that. Now, I may not like Kirisu as much as the other main females of the series. However, I do have to admit, Miss Kirisu does have a very nice smile. So, I'll give her that much. Wholesome is the word that I would use to describe this chapter, and seeing all of Kirisu's old classmates return was just a very creative way of making Kirisu understand / see that she is not alone and never was. The messages that were hidden within that time capsule were all filled with positive wishes from her classmates wanting to interact with Kirisu. However, Kirisu was always busy. Yet, her friends and classmates still wanted to be friends with her. And I thought that was very heartfelt, very sweet, and really touching, and made the chapter have a different vibe than what it's had before. It makes us as the readers see that the vision of herself that Miss Kirisu has created, where she has been so busy and where she feels like she's all alone, it was all a fabricated illusion created by Kirisu and the words that she was brought up with. Seeing that illusion be destroyed and kind of crumble, and having Kirisu realize that she was never alone and that everyone actually still wanted to be friends with her was just really, really great. Seeing the student that asked Miss Kirisu to help her listen to her piano practice way back in chapter 101 was just even better, and a much needed injection of reality for Kirisu's character. Because as we know, after the chapter of 101, the events that happened in that chapter gave birth to the icy persona that we see from Kirisu's character at the start of the We Never Learn series. She decided that she wasn't going to help students with what they wanted to do. Instead, she was going to narrow down and focus and teach students what she believed were their kind of key qualities and what they were good at. However, this blows all of that kind of thinking and nonsense out of the water, because it shows Hino, I think her name was, being a successful pianist. And that was such a touching scene for me. I thought it was great, because again, it just helps chip away at that icy armor that Kirisu has currently been wearing. And it shows that Kirisu, she doesn't have to, failing isn't everything. And this kind of goes into speech with Narayuki's father, where he's saying it's okay to fail sometimes, because there's always going to be people around you to help pick you up and help you go through your tough times. And again, this student coming out of the blue and kind of being a creative and being a successful pianist just helps reaffirm that. And I thought it was a nice callback to chapter 101. Now, of course, it's the Kirisu route, so we know that she would end up with Narayuki by the end of it. But her saying that she loves Narayuki just confirms her feelings perfectly. And I think next chapter we're going to explore a little bit more of Kirisu just trying to piece all the puzzles and pieces together of the puzzle, tripping over my words here, of when she finally did start having feelings for Narayuki. Because we see those as the last speech bubbles towards the end, and she is kind of pondering and thinking about that, So I do think that Kirisu's character, it fits in line with her, that she would be kind of going, when was it in the start of the next chapter? I think that'd be quite funny. But the fact that it happened in the fireworks festival, where it all began for those two way back when, I thought just adds another layer of irony and yet kind of romance to this. As Kirisu had never been one to kind of believe in rumours or superstitions or fancy stories or fantasy stories, whatever you like to call it. Because if you remember, back in the fireworks festival, in the main timeline, it said that whoever's hand you are holding is who you are destined to be with. And in the background, said to behold, Narayuki and Miss Kirisu are standing in present time together, the fireworks are going off, and Miss Kirisu is trying to kind of hold hands with Narayuki. Maybe stating that she's willing to let herself kind of hope that the superstition of whoever's hand you are holding while the fireworks are going off at the festival is who you're destined to be with. And I think that's a little bit out of character for Miss Kirisu's character that we know, but at the same time, you could chop that up to being development for her. So again, I'm willing to kind of see how it plays out, but I do think the visual was very telling, and it was just a nice visual in general. The art style was fantastic. Sweet, wholesome, cute, whatever you want to call this chapter, it was overall a really nice chapter, and very well laid out. And I thought that it felt very end of story like. It felt like if they were to end the Kirisu route here, there would be a little bit of backlash, but I still think people would be somewhat satisfied. The art style was beautiful, and the writing was very smart, tying off some plot threads that we've made throughout this Kirisu route, linking back to others, and I really do like it when they make callbacks to different chapters. And of course, like I said, with Hino's character, the pianist, that was way back, what's it now? Chapter 148, so that was 83 chapters ago. And I really like that. Nice callback. So really smart writing, really fantastic artwork, and yeah, I just thought it made sense the best that it could. I want to know your thoughts on this chapter down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the like button as well, just because you like the video. However, Yuiga continues to show us just how great of a guy he is. I personally, though, still find it a little bit difficult to kind of get on board with this relationship between Narayuki and Kirisu. It just doesn't fit well with me. I don't know, it feels a little bit odd. But those are my thoughts. Nevertheless, the story and the writing have both been excellent so far. And yeah, Kirisu route is that good for me at the moment. Just a good average level. Plus, I'm thinking of what I'm going to be reviewing after We Never Learn starts. What romantic/comedy series do you want me to kind of go over next? Personally speaking, I was thinking of maybe Nisekoi. I've heard good things about that, and I haven't actually read the series myself yet. So let me know your thoughts on what you want to see from me in the future in the comments as well. But yeah, like I said, like the video, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on chapter 184. Doing this with my hand a lot, yeah. Oh well, have a great day, arigato, matane, goodbye.